in the Parker family household, with my brother Marcus reminding everyone why he was the successful one. Another amazing year, he announced over Mom's turkey dinner. Princeton Financial just promoted me to senior vice president. We're moving to a new office building next week, top 10 floors of the Aurora Tower downtown. I pushed my peas around my plate, already knowing what was coming next. So Jamie, he turned to me with that familiar condescending smile, still playing entrepreneur in your garage? Our parents exchanged uncomfortable glances. Mom tried to change the subject, but Marcus was on a roll. You know, there's still an entry-level position at Princeton if you want to join the real business world, he continued. Better than wasting time with that little, what do you call it again? Horizon Technologies, I said quietly, thinking of the garage he mocked, actually a 15,000 square foot warehouse where my team developed next-generation security systems. Right, that cute little startup. He laughed, cutting into his turkey. Though I haven't seen any of your products in the market. Do you actually sell anything? If he'd bothered to look closer at his own company's security systems, he'd have seen our logo. We operated under different brand names for each market sector, keeping the parent company, Horizon, deliberately low profile. We do okay, I said, the same response I'd given for the past 5 years. Let him think I was struggling. Let him believe I worked alone in a garage. Jamie has very important clients, Mom interjected proudly, but Marcus waved her off. Mom, important clients don't hide in garages. Important clients work in buildings like the Aurora Tower. He straightened his designer tie. Speaking of which, wait until you see my new office. 45th floor, corner suite. That's what real success looks like. Dad cleared his throat. Now Marcus, everyone has their own path. Path to what? Jamie's 32 and still hasn't made anything of himself. Meanwhile, I'm managing billions in assets. He turned back to me. Seriously, little brother, it's time to grow up. Join the real world. I thought about the meeting I'd had yesterday with my executive team, discussing the acquisition of 3 smaller tech firms. About the contracts with government agencies that required absolute discretion. About the fact that I'd bought the Aurora Tower 6 months ago through one of my holding companies. Maybe you're right, I said mildly. Maybe it's time for a change. Marcus beamed, missing my subtle smile. Finally. I'll talk to HR on Monday. Though you'll have to lose that startup mentality. Princeton Financial is the big leagues. Mom looked worried. Jamie, are you really giving up your company? No, Mom, I assured her. Just thinking it might be time to be more visible. Marcus snorted. Visible? You'd need actual success for that. I checked my phone under the table. A message from my CFO confirmed that everything was set for Princeton Financial's move-in next week. All the paperwork had been processed, including the lease agreement that would shortly land on Marcus's desk. Success comes in many forms, I said, helping myself to more turkey. Sometimes it's corner offices and designer suits. Sometimes it's watching people learn valuable lessons about assumptions. What's that supposed to mean? Marcus frowned. Pass the gravy. The rest of dinner passed with Marcus detailing his upcoming office move, completely oblivious to what awaited him. Our parents kept shooting me concerned glances, worried I was about to give up my dreams to work under my brother. If they only knew. The first sign that something was different came when Marcus arrived at the Aurora Tower the following Monday. My security company had spent the weekend installing our latest systems, all prominently branded with the Horizon Technologies logo. I watched through the security feeds as he stopped at the entrance, staring at the sleek H-Tech scanner that would now control access to his prestigious office. His phone buzzed, probably the new building security app, another one of my company's products, requesting installation. The real fun began an hour later. Mr. Parker? His assistant hurried in, holding a stack of papers. There's some confusion with the lease agreement. They're saying all tenants need to complete a new security verification process with Horizon Technologies. I could see Marcus's face redden on my monitors. Horizon? That's my brother's little garage operation. This must be a mistake. No mistake, sir. Apparently, they handle all security for Aurora Properties Holdings. The lease requires compliance within 24 hours or we can't move in. Marcus grabbed the papers, his designer tie askew. This is ridiculous. Get me the building manager. The building manager Sarachan was one of my most trusted executives. She'd been looking forward to this meeting all weekend. Mr. Parker, she greeted him in the lobby, professional and poised. Is there a problem? This. He thrust the lease agreement at her. Since when does a world-class building like Aurora Tower use some startup security systems? Sarah raised an eyebrow. Horizon Technologies? They're hardly a startup, Mr. Parker. They secure over 60% of the Fortune 500 company's headquarters. Their CEO is quite particular about keeping a low profile, but their systems are the best in the industry. That's impossible, Marcus sputtered. My brother runs Horizon out of his garage. Your brother? Sarah's surprise was perfectly acted. Jamie Parker's your brother? The Jamie Parker. What do you mean, the Jamie Parker? Sarah pulled out her tablet, showing him article after article about Horizon's innovations, our government contracts, our market dominance. All carefully kept out of mainstream news, but well known in corporate circles. Your brother's company is worth billions, Mr. Parker. Surely you knew? The Aurora Tower ownership specifically chose them for our security because of their reputation. Marcus fell into a lobby chair, his face ashen. Billions. Indeed. In fact. Sarah paused dramatically. Mr. Parker himself signed off on your company's lease agreement. Jamie, signed my lease? Well, yes. As the owner of Aurora Properties Holdings, he personally approves all major tenants. The silence that followed was deafening. Marcus's world was crumbling around him, and the best part? This was just the beginning. There must be some mistake, he finally managed. Jamie can't own this building. He works in a garage. Sarah smiled professionally. Would you like to see the ownership documents, Mr. Parker? Or perhaps you'd prefer to discuss this with your brother directly. I believe he's in his office, on the 50th floor. Marcus's corner office, his pride and joy, was on the 45th floor. 5 floors below mine. He's here. Of course. Mr. Parker maintains an office in all his major properties. Shall I inform him you're here? The ride up to the 50th floor was the longest elevator journey of Marcus's life. I watched him on the security feed, his confident facade crumbling with each passing floor. When he reached my reception area, he barely resembled the arrogant man who'd mocked my garage business at Christmas dinner. Jamie. His voice cracked as he entered my office. I looked up from my desk, a handcrafted piece that cost more than his annual salary, taking in his shell-shocked expression. The floor-to-ceiling windows behind me offered a panoramic view of the city, including several other buildings I owned. Marcus. Welcome to my garage. The office was everything his wasn't, understated but exuding quiet power. No flashy decorations, just cutting-edge technology seamlessly integrated into every surface. Awards and patents lined one wall, their implications finally sinking into my brother's consciousness. Why didn't you tell me? He stammered. You never asked. I gestured to a chair. Too busy telling me what success should look like. He sat heavily, staring at the Horizon Technologies logo glowing subtly on my desk. The security systems at Princeton, they're yours? Along with the building you're sitting in and about 60% of your company's technological infrastructure. I pulled up a holographic display showing Horizon's global operations. That garage business you mocked? We're the invisible backbone of most major financial institutions. But, you let me believe. I let you believe what you wanted to believe, I corrected. You needed to see me as a failure because it made you feel superior. Your corner office on the 45th floor was your measure of success. I own the building. Marcus loosened his tie, sweat beading on his forehead. The lease agreement requires all tenants to use Horizon security systems, yes. Don't worry, you're getting our premium package. Family discount. The irony wasn't lost on him. He'd spent years offering me family discounts on financial services I didn't need. Why reveal everything now? I leaned back, considering the question. Maybe I got tired of watching you measure success by the wrong metrics. Maybe I wanted you to understand that true achievement isn't about corner offices or designer suits. Mom and Dad, do they know? They know enough. Dad's retirement fund isn't actually from his pension. I've been managing their investments through shell companies for years. That cruise they're taking next month? My Christmas gift, though they think they won a contest. Marcus buried his face in his hands. I've been such an idiot. Yes, I agreed calmly. But not for the reasons you think. Your biggest mistake wasn't failing to recognize my success. It was believing that your path was the only valid one. Standing up, I walked to the windows. Look out there, Marcus. See Princeton Financial's old building? I bought it last week. The recession's hitting hard and companies need to cut costs. Your firm's rent is about to triple. You wouldn't. Unless they moved to one of my properties. Like say the Aurora Tower. I turned back to him. Where their senior vice president's brother happens to own the building. Understanding dawned in his eyes. You're saving the company. I'm saving hundreds of jobs including yours. Not because you deserve it but because that's what real success allows you to do, help others even those who never believed in you. Marcus stood on shaky legs. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just remember this moment the next time you're tempted to judge someone's path to success. Now, I believe you have some paperwork to fill out. Sarah will help you with the security verification. As he turned to leave, I called out, "Oh, and Marcus? That corner office you're so proud of." He paused at the door. I had it renovated last week. Added some garage-style decor. To help you stay humble. The next family dinner was different. Marcus sat quietly while I discussed Horizon's latest innovations with our parents. His designer tie was gone, replaced by a more modest one. His stories about corner offices and prestigious titles disappeared. Said he listened. Really listened, perhaps for the first time. And on his office wall, where his Princeton Financial Awards used to hang, there's now a framed photo of a garage. A reminder that success doesn't always look like what you expect it to, and that sometimes the biggest achievements are the ones you don't see coming. As for me, I still work from my garage, sometimes. After all, that's where all the best ideas start. But now when Marcus visits, he doesn't mock. He learns. Because sometimes the best lessons come from the places and people you least expect. And sometimes, success is sweetest when it's served with a side of